About SAP ABAP, SAP and ERP. So what does SAP deals with and what is contains and what exactly SAP means? It is not a SAP, it is a SAP. Okay, and it is a application of ERP. So what is ERP and in general how it will be? So before going to SAP, so what will be the general business organization looks like? Okay, so in legacy scenario, legacy means in general scenario. Okay, so in general scenario, how the business will look like, how the teams will be look like. Okay, what are the things will be going in or in an organization. So first of all, we can see that there will be an inventory. Okay, and there will be an procurement, and there will be an quality, then will be on maintenance, shop floor execution, controlling, production planning, engineering, finance, sales. These are all different departments which exist in the organization, which helps the organization to grow and to manage and to produce products and sell products and maintenance the financial things. Okay, so these all are departments which uh, which helps to run the organization, and these all will work individually without no communication. So before ERP era, so all the departments were working individually and working as a their own their own and helping in the organization development. Okay, one thing, everyone are able to understand English, right? Is that any help required by explaining Telugu as well? Hello, hello, hello. Okay, yeah. So, so here there is no communication between the each department, and also there is no tight integration between the each department. So, what is going in another department, it is not aware of one department, and also here communication is missing. So, coming to the ERP. So after the ERP, what it went to is a tight integration between different departments along with the communication part, along with the information what they are doing in their or in their department. So complete entire organization has got into communication, and everyone knows what other department was doing, so that the production is getting easier, and the production what they are developing, what their products are going on, at what stage the current product is project is, so everyone will get an idea. So ERP do a tight integration between departments in an organization. So this will be looks like a tight integration. So here see, inventory can integrate with maintenance, inventory can integrate with sales, inventory can integrate with finance. Okay, so finance can integrate with engineering design and sales part. Okay, and production planning can interact with maintenance and controlling. So everyone are getting integrated with each other. Okay, so that is called ERP. So what exactly ERP means? It is enterprise resource planning. So enterprise means an organization in which resources are in a plan. So resources means it may be human resource, it may be equipment, it may be all the productions, all the sales, everything will be considered as a resources. So everything will be in a plan. Okay, so ERP means enterprise resource planning. So ERP defines a, how to maintain a tight integration among all business units of an organization. So, as we discussed earlier, everyone in the organizations are getting communicated with each other with an integration. Integration means they are connected to each other. Okay, so in present generation, ERP follows different technologies like SAP, BAN, JD Edwards, PeopleSoft, Oracle. So these are all the ERP solutions. So each and every solution plays a major role in an organization. So many people use SAP, so many people use BAN, JD Edwards. Oracle was using by so many organizations. Some small scale industries use Oracle and large scale industries use SAP. So SAP is the most widely used ERP package because SAP is having all resources and all departments integrated at one place. Oracle doesn't have that feature. So Oracle helps to maintain the database, but SAP helps to integrate all the departments along with the database. Okay, so what exactly SAP and how the ERP is having SAP, we will see. Okay, so SAP is utilized by 9 out of 10 Fortune 500 companies. So major big companies were using SAP. Example like MRF tires, Fiat tires, Apollo tires, and moreover VIP bags. What you aware of? Okay, so Dr. Reddy's, uh, and moreover Adani, Reliance, everyone are using SAP for their business organization. Okay, so what it will do, ERP will brings a discipline to the company, so they can know what is the first step, what is the second step they need to follow, and how much amount is utilizing in the first step, how much of amount investment is used like utilizing in the second step. They will get a clear picture of all those things. And moreover, authorizations levels means who was the responsible for this production, who are going to deal with this production, or who are going to deal with this planning, who are going to deal with the maintenance. There will be a different authorization and there will be complete record of entries, whatever they are doing, creating corrections and movements, everything there will be complete recording of entries. Okay, and moreover there will be a drill down facility. That means they can go into the depth of every transaction and see minute transaction as level. So they can do micromanagement as well with the ERP solutions. Okay, so more efficiency will bring in the organization. If everything was in correct place, then the organization will get effective productivity. When effective productivity is there, the business will grow. Okay, and also there will be controlling will be there, so that they can control the investment, they can control the production, they can control the sales, everything. And moreover, from SAP to external source, or from external source to SAP, we can import and export the data. Okay, so SAP and ERP solutions will be in various languages. So majorly SAP was developed by the German people, but currently so many languages it was released and so many people were using it. Okay, so it can handle multiple currencies. Okay, like Indian currency, US dollars, okay, in German dollars, everything, and northeast currencies. So and also auto bank connections, also reconciliation. So we can connect with the banks also. from SAP, because banks are as well using the SAP applications. So many banks are using SAP applications. Okay, so it will provide a work from remote locations, also work from home, and freedom to work from remote locations. From anywhere you can connect it to SAP server, which is located at your office location or it in a data center, so that you can connect it to your server and do production activities or else anything. Okay, so it gives an opportunity to address data from more than one period. So let us see one example. When we are using Oracle, we can save data in a database. When the database get filled, what we will do? We will remove the old data and we will again insert the new data. Okay. So here in SAP, there is a feature called backup feature which provides you to keep backup of old records as well. Okay. And also auditors will get confidence by using the SAP. Okay. And it will enhance your career. It will grow your career. So what does SAP is? SAP is systems, applications, and products in data processing. That's why it is not called as SAP, because it is an abbreviation of systems, applications, and products in data processing. So it will be called as a SAP, not SAP. Okay, SAP is a what we will call, like in Telugu we call it as a booth. Okay, don't call it as a SAP. It is an SAP, systems, applications, and products in data processing. Okay, so SAP is an ERP package which is used to maintain a tight integration between all modules. Example like marketing, manufacturing, production, warehouse, and HR, etc. What does marketing looks? It will looks about what products to sell, how the products are going to sell, and what rate it is, everything. Okay. Then what is manufacturing will do? How much amount of raw materials required? How much amount of say products are producing, and how much of human resources are required in manufacturing, like that. So production. So when you manufacture any product, what it will do? It will get into the production for fine producting, like labeling or deciding the MRP rates, like that. So warehouse, what it will do? We need to store the developed products or produced products at one place, okay, before delivering it to the market. And HR, what will do? They will look over all the employees inside the organization, about their salaries, about their pay scale, about their working hours, okay, and everything in the organization. Okay. So from up to now, what we seen was what is ERP and what is SAP. Okay. So now onwards, what we will go into the complete technical depth part and technical part of SAP. Okay. So what does SAP consist of? In general, there are three consultants who called as SAP consultants. Okay. So who are they? Those are functional consultants, ABAP consultants, and basis administration. So these three people called as SAP consultants. These three people will deal with the SAP application. So we are ABAP consultants. So what is functional consultant? What is ABAP consultant? Why they called as a functional? Why they called as ABAP? And why they called as a basis administration? So we will look over it. Okay. So functional consultants. So in the name itself, we are saying that functional. So that means they look over at the functionality of the organization. So that means they are people who analyze the requirements, configuration, and financial settings and functional specifications will called as functional consultants. So what the people do here, these functional consultants get the requirement from the business. What business is going on, how the business is going on. They will analyze before implementing SAP how the organization is running and how the production activities are going on. What type of configurations required in the SAP, those all deals with the functional consultants. So what are the different functional consultants are there? So like this. So financial accounting and controlling plays a major role in the functional consultants. So financial accounting, they will deals with the investment and they will deals with the benefits and losses of an organization. They will control the investment inside the organization. How they will control and how they will invest the investment means, like they will maintain project systems, they will maintain plant maintenance, quality management, production planning, sales and distribution, material management, human resource, asset management. These are all called different functional modules. So beside SAP ABAP, we have different functional modules like FI, MM, QM, PS, PP, SD, HR, AM, CO. So these all are tightly integrated with the workflow. That's why it is called a tight integration. Okay. Up to here, everyone is clear, right? So if any doubt is there, please inform me here only. Because SAP ABAP is a two-way process. If I if I'm only talking and I'm only telling the things, it wasn't doesn't work out in a SAP ABAP. Okay, everyone should speak out their doubt. Okay, so up to here we have seen the all functional modules exist in the SAP ABAP. So next comes up a ABAP consultant. So whatever the business requirements getting by the functional consultants that to be developed by ABAP consultant. So the one and only language which is used by SAP was ABAP language. So until unless SAP is there in in the world, ABAPers will be there because the only language supported by SAP is ABAP language. So what will ABAPers do? They will develop what the requirements of the functionals and which will help to use by the business. So business people who are giving the requirements, those requirements to be developed by ABAP consultants. Okay, just for example, one business organization are giving requirement to entry the vehicle's record. So just it's called as a gate pass. So what are the vehicles entering into the organization to be recorded? So for that, ABAPers will develop a screen where it will record all the entries of vehicle and it will store it in the database. That is the activity we're doing by ABAP consultant. So whatever the development ABAPers will do, it will be utilized by the business environment. Okay. Next, a basis administration. So what this basis administration do? There will be the network administrators, there will be the support, they will do all the installations of softwares and hardware issues and also configuration, security and system maintenance. That means they will be called as a system admin. They will look over at the server part. Okay, they will provide the required software installations inside SAP to all the functional and ABAP consultants. Whoever using the SAP will get user access, authorizations, everything from the basis administration. Now, basis administration is divided into two parts, that is, basis consultants and security administration. So, security administrators will look over the authorization part, and basis administration will look over software installations and hardware issues. Okay. So, how would be the SAP architecture? Okay. So now up to now we have seen what are the different functional modules, ABAP, how the ABAP consultants will deal. Now we are seeing about the architecture of SAP. So SAP is a three-tiered architecture. Okay. So there it involves with three layers. One is presentation layer, second is application layer, and third is database layer. So these three are integrated with application server. Okay, so whatever you look at screen is SAP GUI, graphical user interface. GUI means graphical user interface. Next one is application server, means completely deals with the ABAP consultant, that is SAP ABAP programming. So the database layer, where it may be different types of databases. In Oracle, we see that there will be RDBMS, which will deals with the Oracle software. But here there is no requirement that it should be RDBMS or it should be HANA DB or it should be MySQL or uh, Microsoft SQL or something. It can be anything. Okay. So this is the three-layer architecture. So what does the presentation layer contains and what does the application layer contain and what does the database layer contains? So presentation layer consists like uh, input devices, okay, like SAP GUI application or web-based application or mobile-based application. SAP has now evolved into mobile application as well by using ABAP programming called UI5, which deals with the browser and mobile applications. Okay, so application layer. So what does application layer will do? We'll get the inputs provided by the GUI part and it will stored in the database. So for processing the inputs and everything, the application will layer as a communicate part between presentation layer and database layer. So what does the database layer do? So database layer will maintains the database, because why we separated the application server and database server separately means for the performance issues. So whenever there is a change in the database layer occurs, it will not impact on the presentation layer. Okay. So how would be three layers will be there. Okay. So the server and the database layer located in one place. There may be the data center or in the office server room. Okay. We can communicate by using network LAN or we can communicate by using internet, web browsers, okay, or else we can directly utilize the server itself. Okay, so these PCs are connected in LAN, and these are browsers which can connect from anywhere using web internet services. Okay, so now what we are seeing, the every modules are integrated with SAP, right? So these R3 architecture, how the presentation layer will be consisting of, how it would be looks like, and what it would be. So the GUI part is majorly deals with the functional consultants. So they will decide how should be the output screen. Okay. So how they will decide by the business requirement. So we have just discussed an example like gate pass. So how would be the screen? So they will decide, like, there will be a vehicle number which gives an input, the vehicle which is coming in. Okay. So what is the type of vehicle? Like that, they will decide what are the fields should be there on the screen part. Okay. Remaining part will be decided by, that means how the data stores, how the data retrieves, that all part will be decided by the ABAP consultant. Okay. So as we are ABAP consultant, we will discuss in depth about ABAP. So what is an ABAP? ABAP. What it is? It is just called as Advanced Business Application Programming. So we are saying, in the name itself, it calls as a advanced business application. Advanced business means, so it is the latest one. Okay. So we have seen so many programming languages in our career, like C, C, P, P, Java, okay, Python, everything. Those are all called third generation languages, but ABAP is fourth generation language. Okay. Currently we are dealing with fifth generation. So SAP arrives at 20th century, so it is called as the fourth generation language. So ABAP resides in SAP server itself. Okay. There will be no requirement of any additional editors like C editor or Notepad++ or Eclipse, something to deals with ABAP programming language. So in general, to deal with Java, what we will do, we will write a code in Notepad or Notepad++ or Eclipse, right? But here it doesn't require any additional editors to deal with SAP ABAP, because ABAP is having or resides, it will be inside the SAP itself. So there is a ABAP editors, everything inside the SAP server itself. Once we connect it to SAP server, we can deal with the programming. Okay. So in ABAP, the source code can be viewed and edited with ABAP workbench tools. So in SAP, everything, every screen will be called by using a tool name called transaction code, which called as a T code. So now we are going into in depth of technical part. So what it is? First one, I'm introducing a technical word called transaction code. Transaction code is a component or tool which helps to deal with every screen of SAP server. So to deal with SAP server, we have a tool called transaction code. So transaction code means it is a keyword which helps to open a new screen with an application what we required. Okay, so source ABAP source code and ABAP development will deals with different transaction codes. Okay, so in general, C language or Java language, what we will do, we will code separately and we will convert into binary format or uh, generated code format, and then we'll check, right? Now here it is not required. So whatever we type and whatever we are writing the code, we can execute directly and we can compile it and we can activate it and we can utilize it. Okay. So here SAP is a independent of database. As we discussed, it is a three-tiered architecture and we have seen that database layer is separated. So database layer is separated and we are calling now it as a database independency portability. So that means ABAP programs can be connected to any type of database, not only Oracle, MySQL, Sybase. It can connect with any type of database. So earlier in SAP generation, they were using Oracle, then after MySQL. Now they everyone are shifting into HANA database. But the front end part and ABAP part will remain same. Okay. The way of dealing with the database will differ, but everything is same inside the SAP. So how would be the three-layer architecture deals by ABAP programming? See, here there are different native databases like Oracle, Sybase, MySQL, HANA. Okay, so different databases are there. So everything can be dealt with ABAP code. Okay, so how the ABAP code will divide and deals with the database, we will see that. Okay, so see here, there is an engine called ABAP engine which will get the data from the database or send the data to the database by interacting with components called as DDIC and OpenSQL. Again, which was called or utilized by ABAP programming. So whatever we write here in ABAP programming, it will go to DDIC and then it will be shared with ABAP engine, which will convert the data into the native database. So ABAP engine will convert the data which was written by ABAPer into native database. So HANA base will be looking different. Oracle database will be looking different. Sybase database will be looking different. Everyone knows Oracle. So Oracle looks like rows and columns, similarly like Excel. Okay. HANA HANA database will store only column wise. Okay. Like this, there will be difference in databases. But when we are using ABAP programming, okay, so we will communicate whatever we are typing and it will store in the database by converting into the native database format. Okay, that means if you write in a column wise and ABAP engine will convert it into the row and column wise and store in a Oracle database. Okay, so here there is called DDIC and OpenSQL. DDIC means Data Dictionary Interface Components. DDIC means Data Dictionary Interface Components. So every ABAP program or every SAP component will deals with DDIC, Data Dictionary. So what it consists of? It consists of a database tables. Okay. So which called as data dictionary. Dictionary means everything will be there, right? So everything will be coming from the dictionary part itself. Okay. So what are SAP objects and how it would be look like in general? So SAP objects are majorly divided into two parts, which are predefined objects and user-defined objects. Predefined objects means these objects are defined by and developed by SAP itself. That means SAP company. SAP is a software as well as the SAP is a one company where SAP server development or new developments will going on. That is called SAP Labs. So SAP will develop all the components, standard components, and they will be the owner of the objects and which are not in editable mode. They will be only display mode. That means objects which are developed by SAP cannot be edited by ABAPers. If you want to edit something which is required by the business organization, which will require access key permission. Okay. So how would we can differentiate SAP objects and customer objects? So SAP objects will start with A to X. That means whatever the object starts with A to X is called as SAP object. Example what we are given, there is two objects called Mara and X001. Okay, these are all SAP objects. Then what are user defined objects? These user defined objects are developed by ABAPers based on the customer or business requirement. So how would we be dealing with this ABAP objects? We can edit, we can display, we can create the objects. There is no access key required to develop or create or maintain the custom objects. Okay. So how would we recognize this? So this can be recognized by starts with Y or Z. Okay. So there will be only two things, Y objects or G objects. Example Z add Y EMTS. So these are two examples of custom objects. Clear? So as for there, is there any doubts? Hello? Hello? Yeah, yeah. So user-defined objects are objects developed by the ABAPers in SAP environment. So these objects can be edited or created by SAP. We are saying that ABAPers itself creating. So they can maintain, they can display these objects and also utilize these objects. These objects will start with Z star. Star means that should be any Z or Y. Yeah, there is no access key required to change these objects. But when we go to the SAP objects, it required or access key to change the SAP defined objects based on the business requirements. Okay. So simply called as which are not editable is called as SAP objects, which are editable is called as custom objects, and which starts with Z or Y called as custom objects, and which starts A, B, C, D up to X, those are called as SAP standard objects. Is it clear now? Hello. Yeah. So if you want explanation in Telugu, uh, it is fine for me to explain in Telugu as well. No issues. Okay. So so today we can bind up with these things. Tomorrow we will discuss how the SAP look like and what ABAP looks like, and we will start with the ABAP technical part. Okay. Today I will share the yeah yeah. So yeah. So in general, other softwares deals with individual department of an organization. Okay, that's what we are saying in starting. Okay. So for example, there is a sales department. Okay. So what they will do, they sell the products which are developed by the organization. Okay. So here they will sell the products, but they doesn't know is there the products available in the warehouse or not. Okay. For example, so there is a outlet called Bajaj Electronics. They will sell different products. They will sell different branded products, right? So when they keep some mega sales or something, they will directly sell the products without knowing that there is an production is there, or there the components are exist or not, but they will sell directly. After selling them, they will inform to other departments that we have done with the sales, you need to produce now. So this should not be happen in SAP. Whenever the sales is happening, okay, so it will sell whatever the products already produced in an organization. How would it know? So when they are preparing a sales invoice, they will pick up the item list which is available or which is already produced in the organization. That is the difference between in general scenario and in SAP. So there will be a information gap in another applications and SAP. So that's why everyone are moving to SAP. Is it clear? Yeah. So, so everyone was using same data. When everyone was using same database, there will be no miscommunication in the different departments. If they are using separate databases, it will get disturbance. So SAP will not allow to use separate database for each department. So everyone can use only single database, even though they use other different databases that can be integrated with SAP and stores inside the SAP. Okay. For example, a new employee is joining into an organization. So they are storing the information of the employee in an Excel. Let us consider. Okay. So if they are using SAP application in the organization, they can upload that SAP Excel file which is created by the HR into SAP. That means there will be an integration between legacy system and SAP as well.